Towards the beginning of this week's parasha, when Rivka senses that something is amiss with her pregnancy, she goes lidroshet Hashem, to seek out God. Rashi, based on the Midrash Rabbah, explains that she went to find a Navi, to consult with a prophet. And who was the prophet? According to the Medrash, it was Shem, Noach's son, who was still alive, to find out what the future held. But why did Rivka go to Shem and not her father-in-law Avraham? True that in last week's parasha in Chayei Sarah, Perek Chafhei Pasuk Chet, we read about the burial of Avraham Avinu, but the reality is Avraham was not dead at the time of the birth of his twin grandsons. Rather, it would be a full 15 years until he passed away. So why did Rivka not consult with the greatest prophet of her time, Avraham Avinu, and prefer instead to visit with Shem? According to the Abarbanel, the answer is she did go to Avraham Avinu. The Abarbanel disagrees with the Midrash and says that Avram was the one who told her what would be. And yet the Midrash states explicitly that she went to Shem. According to the Medrash Seichel Tov, which is quoted in the Torah Shlema, the answer is because there was something special about going to the eldest of the generation. Going to such a person is as if you're Mekabel Pnei Shechina, you greet the Shechina, and Shem was the eldest of the generation, and therefore there was a special schut to ask him even more than asking Avraham Avinu. The Torah, on the other hand, suggests that Rivka did not want to disturb her father-in-law Avraham. We're really not sure why she would not want to disturb him, but nevertheless, it conveys a certain sense of derech eretz, that before consulting with a Navi, one has to take into account the imposition that this may cause. However, the Netziv in his Emek Davar suggests a bold idea that Avraham Avinu was not as qualified for this task as Shem was. Prophets, explain the Netziv, come in two forms. There are those with whom HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke on occasion to convey information. That was Avraham Avinu. But there were others who had access to some concealed information through Ruach HaKodesh, not of the same level as the Nevuah, but a Ruach HaKodesh that would convey what was going to happen. That was Shem. In this case, Rivka went to Shem and not Avraham because she wanted to have some prophetic knowledge of the future, an area of expertise that Shem had. And therefore, we need to understand that at this time, the particular occasion required Shem and not Avraham. It wasn't that Avraham wasn't of superior stature, but Avraham didn't possess those skills that Shem had.